All right, wonderful people, lovers of freedom. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to each and every one of you. Welcome back to Let's Talk TV, your one and only YouTube platform. We're giving a hot updates on how things they be or how things they shell for Biafran land. Welcome back. Remember to please subscribe, and share so that we can keep on giving back-to-back updates to you all. Okay, my people, as we all know, the latest that is on ground concerning the system of things in the Biafran body. That is the issue, the current issue we are having at the moment. That is the current the problem where we they get as the hot. And we know that there is a cabal, or there has been a cabal in the system that has right from time not supported how things were. And at this point, they have been waiting for something like this to happen. Or if we are not even clearly sure, they might have been the one that have set up anything that might have happened. And why we are in the situation we are right now. And that is the painful part of it, because we thought at this point that everyone was in the same ground, or we have all been in the same ground. But then it has appeared, it has come to our understanding that there have always been people, there has always been people that have not been on the same issue with us, that have always been divided. The things, the decisions that have been made, everything that has been done, there have always been people that have cancelled or countered every single thing. And we do not know how these people, how deeply rooted these people are, or how far they are willing to go. Now, the main issue now is that these particular things, these particular issues we are talking about right now, the probability for them to affect the main cause, the main aim of everything we are fighting for is there. That's the problem. Because the division in the Biafra system, the division within us is a problem. I would have wanted to mention it earlier, but I have a message, a deep message from the COS that I will play, because it is very important that we hear from one of the people that are involved. We need to hear and come to understand what is actually happening. Because if you are leaving it for us, the thing is very, very surprising. Because another water in why we are having such issues at this point in time. We do not understand why we are still having these issues at this point, when we have gone this far in pushing for our independence. Because we have believed that we have come so far to give up, or to start having this kind of issues at this point. Now the PM is nowhere to be found, or is not around. PM Simon Eba. And then we are having these issues, and people are coming out to say whatever it is. Well, all I can say is just listen to this message and pick from it what you can, and let's know where we'll head from here. Thank you.
We took a vote, and that was like 2-3 weeks ago, I can't even remember, to dissolve the Conflict Resolution Committee, which is just a mere committee working under the government to resolve issues. If there are people that have problems and we do not want them to disturb the government, we just push them to those people. But we dissolved this CRC when they stepped out of their boundaries to write a letter to overthrow our Obatobie, our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa, without the approval of the Brigade Cabinet, without the approval of the government, without the approval of any leadership of the Biafra Republic government in exile. Immediately, they didn't see Obatobie 1 or 2 days. This small CRC committee that they said they elected their fellow criminals to lead them went and wrote a letter, and that letter, I believe most of you have seen it online, to overthrow our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa, according to them, to appoint somebody that will take over Obatobie's position. Meanwhile, the Prime Minister has laid a solid structure for Briggy and for the United States of Biafra from day one, from beginning to end. There is no vacancy anywhere in the government under Obatobie, not even one. But to show you how criminally minded this CRC, headed by Mama Dabo and Professor Chomo Okoma and their gang, John Yoruba is, they know that Obatobie has a structure in place. They went ahead to write that letter, that illegal letter. And when that letter,
the formalization
and
of
again, I hear somebody was saying,
post-occupation.
The Imam Madam was saying, they wrote the letter, and what they wanted was after we come back from Finland, they will start discussing the letter. But they already circulated the letter to the whole world.
And this
anything you post
is
in a place where there are not 3, 4, 5 people online, it's going to go to the whole. How are you going to secure that it's only just those 5 people?
After
that is why when we have meetings like this, we know the whole world is going to know what we are saying. They're going to hear what we are saying.
Then we begin to talk about.
You're going to deceive yourself if anything
we haven't even come to BRGIE.
It's not on BBC or CNN or in the Defense Army or Nigerian government. You're going to be deceiving yourself if you think it's not going to be known.
Borrow ear this evening. I know the reason I said that. Not for instance. I know the reason I said that. Now, to secure
so when
Biafra
they say
people
that
and
they wanted it to be
the Biafra
discussed
Republic
after we
government
come
in
from
exile
Finland,
has formed
but it is
and
these same
deployed the Biafra
criminals
Liberation
that
Army
went and posted
Biafra
it
Resistance
on the
Fighters
Brigade Cabinet
BRF
Forum.
and Biafra Air
That
Force,
Brigade
Biafra
Cabinet
Navy,
Forum,
the
we have
Black Marines,
over
and the Dragon
60
Fighter
something individuals there. How do you expect that to be private? And
the Biafra de
they
facto
forwarded it to me.
shall
This
consist
same
of
Imam
2
Madabo,
arms.
he
Now,
forwarded that criminal letter to me.
And I want everybody to listen.
That he and his group, engineered by this Ogenkere,
the
they
functions
wanted
of BDFG
Ogenkere to take over Odogu's position.
Now,
that was clearly
Biafra
just what that letter
government
says.
shall consist of 2 arms.
And that was why we had to call an emergency meeting of the Brigade cabinet members to discuss the letter that has been publicly displayed. It's not as if the CRC
number 1 is
made that decision and kept it to themselves. That would have been a different thing.
A Biafra government,
if they've made that decision, kept it to themselves till after Finland, they can say, okay, they're going to present it to me. I am the chief of staff.
Biafra Republic government in the homeland.
There is a reason for that position.
Both arms shall function
just like everybody here have their position which they play for the Biafra government, even and approved by the Prime Minister.
Will be in the apex role, which
but no, what they did was to post it publicly on the Brigade cabinet, where there's over 60-something people. Post it privately to some Brigade cabinet members, which I am among the people. I received the letter from Imam Madabo.
Right? Now let's continue.
And they know they do not have the right to do what they are doing. Conflict resolution is just a very small, one of the smallest committee we have
is to carry out the mandate of the Biafra
disputes that arise maybe two Brigade cabinet members. Maybe they don't like themselves, or somebody say this, or the one but somebody gossip. Because we do not want them to disturb the activities and the functionings of the government. That was why Obatobe established that
international laws.
So now, when the Brigade cabinet called an emergency meeting based on this thing,
on the Geneva
during that meeting, this same Imam Madabo that wrote, that signed his name on that overthrow letter, we, the cabinet, many people, we reached out to him. We were calling him to come into the meeting and explain to us the meaning of this letter that he wrote, he and his cohorts. We were waiting for Imam Madabo for minutes, for hours during the cabinet meeting. He refused. He disappeared. He didn't want to come into the Brigade cabinet meeting. But his signature was on that letter to overthrow Obatobie, our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa, and appoint a replacement when he knows that Odogu already have a chief of staff. It falls within my office if there is a need to replace any staff under this government. both in this USB and on the Briggy. But because they have their own agenda, because they know who they are working for, their intention was to disrupt what Obato Obie has put in place. When Briggy cabinet member waited for him to come and explain, we waited throughout that meeting. He didn't show up. Many people reached out to him privately to tell him to come into the meeting. He refused. So always watch their trend. When we have Briggy cabinet meetings and we invite these criminals to come to the meeting and officially explain themselves, their trademark is they always refuse to come in. But they will feel comfortable to go behind and be lying to Biafrans. They will feel comfortable going behind to be lying to Obato Obie. They will feel comfortable going behind to disrupt the facts and confuse those who they were able to confuse. Imam Madabu refused to come to the cabinet meeting. Based on that, the cabinet took a decision to dissolve the CRC because what they did was not within their power to do that. And we put it to vote. And the majority, about 20 or 21, voted against 9 of them. That was how the CRC, under the Biafra Republic government in exile, United States of Biafra, de facto government, was dissolved till today. We have not revisited that. So as of today, that CRC committee stands dissolved. So how come this same CRC we dissolved like 3 weeks ago now went behind? We dissolved them with a vote from the cabinet of the Biafra Republic government in exile. Now went behind like 3 days or 4 days ago, I don't know, to now come together again and say they are appointing another criminal among them, Ogenkere, to lead who I don't even know. So what is the justification for that, if not just criminality to destroy what Obato Obie is building? Usually, I don't want to go into details on this kind of issues,
remain adamant that he probably is not going to allow this. He said the unity of Nigeria is not negotiable. That clearly indicates that he's not going to relent in his push to silence any voice of dissent as far as that position is concerned. So which way forward to heal the divide between or amongst the Nigerians, especially on the Biafra crisis?
The best thing is to ask them what they want. I remember one time Professor Wole Soyinka said, if we can continue fighting Biafrans for such a long time, it's not long before we go to war, which is actually happening right now. Why don't we ask them what they want? And for sure they have voiced and they have said it, that they want referendum. Why? Because for a long time they do not have a mutual understanding with the rest of the Nigeria nation. They are not understood. They are marginalized for such a long time. They are not wanted by the rest of the Nigerian government. So the best thing is to take them to a referendum so that we know exactly what they want and separate them if that is exactly what they want. Why? Because if you continue like this, these are crises not only in Nigeria, but it will have a ripple effect to the bordering countries. And with time, it will have a big effect to the African country. As I'm talking, Africa has the largest migrants to the world. It has the largest refugees to the rest of the continent.
And that's
why is that so? Because of such crises that we can see in Biafra and Amazonia and other countries like Sudan. So I think before we even move forward, it's very important that we give all their given referendum. From there, they can be able to sort out the rest of the challenges. And it's quite unfortunate because we have diplomatic missions in Nigeria. Why can't they take that issue with them and sort it out? Why are they quiet? Why is the world quiet when Biafrans are suffering? Why is the world quiet when we know very well that such issues can affect the whole of the African continent? It's quite sad, and that's why as Punchline Africa TV will continue talking to the world and saying that these people need a referendum. They're not needed. Honestly, you don't need me in your space. Give me what I want so that I can self-govern myself, which I think it's a good way and a diplomatic way of allowing people to go their way.
Telling people,
coupled with that, I would like you to approach it
so
from
that
a different
individual,
angle altogether.
when I had to be lying to people publicly, that
separation for a referendum to go separately between, of course,
again, I'm not going to get into their
and the
little
people of
childish, I call
Biafra.
it childish
Let's approach it from
lies.
that angle as you would ask
COS
ourselves,
did
what
not do
probably
this.
can we do to see it
COS did not apply for
in this
Biafra
regard?
ID card.
Yeah,
That
I think
COS was
it's
against
paramount to
those doing
understand
ID
that
card.
for starters,
Again,
there was
Biafrans,
no redemption, and the
let
way
me
the
show
street
you.
healing
This is
from
my
the first
Biafra
Biafran
ID card.
crisis in 1967, you know, to the 3 years fighting.
This
And if you remember
is
very well,
my
there was
Biafra
a brief period
COS
where they got their
ID
independence,
card
and then the
for
Nigerian
the
military
Biafra
decided to send all
government,
the
United
troops to
States
just
of Biafra. This
bomb
is the front,
indiscriminately
and this is the
anybody
back.
who was found
I'm
in
not
that
hiding
region.
it.
And
I'm
those
not hiding my
scars
ID
are
card. My
passed on what
information
is
is on
called
the public domain.
transgenerational trauma. You don't
So
even have
when
to tell
people
your
like
child.
that,
And
those
this is
that
the same thing
listen
that
to
affects most African
idiots,
countries. Don't
criminals
you need
like
to tell
Bam
a
Bam
child,
Bam tells
hate
you
this person or hate
that the
this person, but the way you
COS
behave and the
did
way you
not
talk
apply
about
for
these
her
things
ID
and
card
the
or
tone
don't
with
have
which you
it.
use, your children pick that, and then they
You
go
have
that
a question today
they
to
grow
go
up
and
with
ask
that.
her.
They send it to their
I
children
thought you
and their
said
children's
COS
children,
does
and
not
each
have ID
generation
card.
comes forth
That he
understanding
showed
their
it to
history
us
and
today
knowing very
during
well
the Asia
that
Middle
we
East.
are the people who
That
have
we
been
show you
marginalized in a
Biafrans
country where
that
we
are
are
following
one
these
of the
criminals.
most, we are creating profit.
Following
We're
these
bringing
criminals,
GDP,
knowingly
one of
or
the highest rates
unknowingly.
of GDP. We're
You
bringing
know the
the
truth,
largest group of
but you
intelligent
want
people. We're
to be
bringing the
following
largest
them.
group of
You
talented
are doing
people.
a great
And yet we are the
disservice, not
people
only to the
who are
United
not
States of
benefiting
Biafra, not only
from
to
all this.
Obatobie,
And this
because
crisis
some
goes
of
on
you, I know
in
the
most of the
trust
countries that we are finding,
Obatobie have on some
we are
of you.
finding, you know,
I
in
know
the African
how
continent with
hard
protests currently like
Obatobie holds
Amazonia
some
and
of you.
Ethiopia.
So when you go
If
ahead,
you bring in another
start following
angle
these
of
criminals. You have a
All right,
question
please
to
let
answer
me
to
know if my voice
Obatobie.
is coming out clear.
That's all I
Please
can
let me
tell
know
you.
so we can continue. Very, very
Stand in the
important.
path
Let
of
me know.
truth.
If you can
Do
hear
not
me,
follow
please let me know in the
criminals that
comment section,
lie
my wonderful
against
people of Biafra.
COS or against.
And
And
of course,
again, I keep
lovers of
telling
freedom.
Biafrans, this is
Can
not
you
about
hear
me.
me?
So those of you that keep saying, oh, COS, and
The very
again, I
moment
understand
we
and I
went
hear when people
into the
say,
main point
COS,
that
I
has
support
brought
you
us here
100%, but it's
today,
not about me.
boom,
It's not about our leader, Nnamdi Kanu.
boom,
It is not
the
about
very
His
moment,
Excellency Prime Minister
because that
Simon
very
Ekpa.
chapter,
It is what all
or
of
should
us
I
have
say page,
collectively
that very
labored
page
for the past 2
27
years to
was
ensure that our country to ensure that this
straw
kind of
that breaks
criminality
the camel
being
back.
perpetuated by these
That page
individuals that are
27,
parading
after,
themselves to
once I'm
the
done with
people,
that page
the
27 this
unsuspecting
evening,
Biafrans. We
those
want to
of you
ensure
who have
that
been
criminality
confused all this
that is
while,
a
we know your
cancer,
stand.
we cut it off from day
Those of
one.
you who didn't know where
So
you
when
stand,
they come with
will
all these
definitely
kind of
come to
lies, please
realization,
ignore.
will definitely know your stand.
It shows that they have nothing to offer. Because
Once
if
I'm
you
done
are
with
a
the
true
page
Biafran,
27,
your
which I'm bringing
focus should
back
be
now,
on
you all
ensuring
will
that
know
our
where you
land
stand.
is fully
So
protected.
relax, calm down.
We got our recognition from our
One thing I
allies.
will
Nigeria
assure you,
moves
one thing
their
I will
forces
promise
away
you
from our
is
land
that, listen,
by force or by peace.
because I did
That
not
should be the focus of every
listen to any
true
of
Biafran
them,
that
any
be
of these
following
two
our
groups fighting.
But now, when
I
you
didn't
see
listen to
the
their
so-called
personal and
Biafrans that are
individual
following
conversations.
Obaterbie going online to now start
a
talking
meeting.
about
I
COS,
called for a
to
meeting.
now start talking about where we make our donation, to now start
They all
trying.
disappointed
And again,
me.
let me tell Biafran,
So
all
I
these
have
fake
to
names
go
they
and follow
paraded,
the
most of them are
Biafra
fake
law.
names that they were parading.
Because
Oh, these are
we
Biafrans that are
already have
donating
a law
to those.
which
Most of them
them,
are fake names. Please ignore them.
all of them. Somebody say,
Continue to
please go
donate
back
your
to
money
page
to the New
26. Okay,
Dimension
fine.
Mandate
I will
and
start
to
from
that
the ending
account
part
in
of page
Homeland.
6. Maybe that is where my voice,
Again, while we appreciate
maybe
the
I don't know if
donations
it's for
from
attack or what.
Homeland,
And I also want to use this
I want you
opportunity
to
to
understand
announce
that our leader
that
Nnamdi
we
Kanu
are no
say that
longer.
the restoration of Biafra will
Let
come
me
from abroad,
keep
from
that
the
one for now.
diaspora.
We will get there later.
Our
We'll
focus
get there later.
more is to our private
So,
donors, public
I'm
donors
bringing it
giving us the
back to the
thousands of
screen.
dollars and
I
pounds
am
and
not
euros
in any
that we
way
need to restore
following
Biafra.
anybody.
Those are our concern.
Right?
So if they are at
I
Homeland
am
dancing
showing
with the
you
Homeland
where
account
our Prime
and who
Minister
gave us, please
stands
ignore them. Do not be worried about that.
and
Those those are fake names. Mostly fake names that they are parading. To one thing, What is their aim?
And our Prime Minister cannot enact law,
which most Biafrans have cut off giving them money.
Something that has been
if you give them any of your penny, Biafra, just know that is a wasted penny, which they are using to fight Obatobia. The only account approved right now for the United States of Biafra is the New Dimension mandate and the local account. Any other account, any true Biafran,
so in as much
is
as
encouraged to use only those accounts,
then I will have no problem.
The IPOBUSA.org/ that account is fraudulent. It has been hijacked by these criminals.
I'm going to continue with the ending part of the page 26
angels on ground. You're not supporting all the plans we have.
To go back to page 26. Probably
that's all I have to say in the area
stopped, coming out.
Our donation point. The final thing I want to talk about, dear friends, is the.
Can you hear me? Please let me know in the comment section so that we'll continue immediately without wasting any further time. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah. Another thing I wanted to talk to you about, these criminals for it. We want to wait until our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa comes out. Then we will start from where we stopped. We're not going to do anything until our Prime Minister. Ask yourself, who are those that use this kind of language? It is the DOS criminal elements we have in our midst.
The sole function of Biafra Republic government
why didn't we wait
is to carry out the mandate of the Biafra de facto government as stated in the Biafra Charter authorization.
So if Obatobia is not with us in Finland, we are not going to declare Biafra.
In furtherance of this mandate.
And that is why we keep saying that what we do
shall
more
respect
than an
international laws dealing with self-determination and protection of human rights and rely in particular on the Geneva Convention.
It is the ideology of a nation, of a country. That was a country between 1967 and 1970, and now they've redeclared that country. It is in existence.
Of the state of
any foreign body in Biafra territory today is occupying a foreign land, and they must obey our law
and project Biafra's
sovereignty. So those narratives that the DOS criminals used to say
and to mobilize.
We have to wait
I want you to remember
until our leader Nnamdi Kanu comes before Simon Ekpa. These are the criminal elements. That is what they're saying now. But thank God we caught them ahead of time, and we've relegated them to the trash where they belong. And that we will continue to do.
The other page. Now this is page 27.
If they say, we have to do this, we have to wait for Odogu to do it. So they want to destroy everything that Odogu has planned for. They want us to continue waiting. They want us not to do fundraising until Odogu comes out. They want us not to defend our land until Odogu comes out. They want to go to bed and sleep until Odogu comes out. And that is what the Nigeria zoo terrorist government wants.
To be well coordinated.
That is why angels on ground that knows the instruction Odogu gave them, they are working 247. And it's not everything that I have to bring to the public. But seriously, they are doing the needful. We are very, very proud of them. We will continue to supply the resources they need. We will continue to give them what they need to continue to do what our Prime Minister and what Biafrans want them to do. It is we Biafrans. We are the ones that we protect our land. Self-defense is what Biafrans have chosen.
I explain it. Do you want me
when
to
the Fulani terrorists hired by the Nigerian government,
following the
reintegrated terrorists in our land that come to kill us, take our land. Before they attack us, we will attack them. We will defend ourselves. Self-defense is our right. Self-determination is our right. That is what the Biafra nation we will continue to do without any fear or favor. It is legal. It is our right to do so.
LGH together
So those criminals telling you, you have to wait for Dogu before we defend our land. We have to wait for Simon Ekpa before you do this. Those criminals, they never follow the Dogu. They are the agents of Nigeria inside the United States of Biafra, and we are going to flush all of them out, one after the other.
The broadcast that I played
using the men that we have raised to finalize this job for the restoration of the independent state of the United States of Biafra. And those men are on ground 247.
When the recognition starts coming in.
So I'm using this opportunity to warn the criminal element that are calling
Biafra Charter,
our people,
law says,
few of our men on ground, asking them, what do you have? How many things do you have? How many sticks you have? And wanting that individual to stop. If he doesn't stop, he will get the wrath of Biafra very, very soon.
From Nigeria.
If you are working for Biafra under the leadership of His Excellency Simon Ekpa, under the leadership of the United States of Biafra, you must follow the instruction of the United States of Biafra Secretary of Defense, Solomon Kwocha. Anything you do outside that, you are inviting the wrath of Biafra against you, and you will get it. That is a promise. If you go against the Biafra Defense Department at this point,
with all your offices,
you are doing yourself
Minister of this, Minister of that, all of you will come
and I wouldn't want anybody to
after the liberation of Biafra.
I do not want anybody to be in danger way.
Must have recognized
but we are running a government,
and our flag,
and that government is there to protect me and you.
Geneva.
That government is there to protect all of us.
Our flag,
that government is there to protect Biafrans from the hand of the terrorist state of Nigeria.
Then all
that government is there to protect our land, our geographical location, our land, all our geographical area of Biafra land. That is what this United States of Biafra government is for. That government is there to ensure that all our international allies recognize us
and then
peacefully or forcefully move Nigerian terrorist states away from Biafra land. That is what this government is doing.
Not what I am. I'm not.
Biafra government, Biafra defense is not after any individual.
What is written on our own law that all
if you have been working and following our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa, reach out to the Biafra Defense Secretary to continue.
That is what
to continue the job you have been doing for Biafra.
Shall form the nucleus
that is the only way
government of Biafra
that Biafrans will believe that you are working for them. Anything outside that means you are against the government of Obatobia, you are against the government of Biafra. And if you want to wage war against the United States of Biafra, I promise you, you will never succeed.
Go there,
you will never succeed.
Online, I will send you the link if you want the link.
Because first of all, you have to know how many war you want to pick.
Under me,
and I keep telling people, pick your battles. It's not every battle you want to go to. Pick your battles. And if you know that your battle is to defeat the terrorist state of Nigeria, to defeat the Nigerian military wearing their uniform in Biafra land, Nigeria Fulani terrorists that are disguised as Biafrans, if you want to fight that battle,
I am not the one saying I am
then
for you.
You must reach out to the Biafra Defense Department and get your name in the list. Get the position you have been occupying before. Continue to do what you do under the leadership of Obatobia, and continue to let Biafrans appreciate you.
Into law.
You have the opportunity to do that from today.
Of Biafra Republic
from today,
His Excellency,
assuming you've been deceived in the past, you were confused,
and since
you don't know where to go. Somebody is confusing you. After today,
it says,
You have a
the liberation of
choice
Biafra from Nigeria,
to
the Biafra de
ensure
facto government
that you
consisting
go
of
back
BRGI and
and
BRGH
follow and
together
do
shall
what
form the
Obato Obi
nucleus
has
of the transitional
instructed you
government of
to be
Biafra
doing for
TGB
Biafrans.
under the direction of
If
the
you don't want
peoples
to
of
do
Biafra
that,
nation.
then you
Of the
are
peoples of the
on
nation
your
of
own.
Biafra,
But I
in
promise
order
you
to
that
conduct the governmental affairs
every
of Biafra.
state, the
By that
40
time, we have
states
not
of
even started
Biafra,
talking about
they
dissolution
will
or dissolving or
continue to
whatever.
do what
No,
Obato Obi has
according to
instructed
the
them to
law,
do,
it says the
which
Biafra
is
government in
protecting
exile will
their
come back
land,
home and
defending
join
our
the
men and
Biafra de
women,
facto government in
defending
the homeland
us from the
together and
terrorists that come to
form
take
what is
over our land.
called the
If you want to
transitional
be a
government of
hindrance
Biafra,
to that,
TGB,
you will have
under the
yourself to blame.
direction of the peoples
That
of
is
the
what I
nation
want to
of
say on
Biafra,
that.
in order to do
On
what?
the last
In order,
note,
follow the mouse,
before
in
I
order
allow
to
anybody
conduct the
or whoever
governmental
that
affairs of
we
Biafra,
will continue our
guided by the
fundraising.
Biafra Charter,
We are not going to have any
for a
fundraising
period
this
not to
weekend. This
exceed
Saturday